So my Christmas tree is still up. It might be up till March. I don't even know. I had given my Christmas tree away to a women's shelter when I gave away a lot of stuff in the past. And I don't like buying like one full price right at the holidays. So I got it late with my girlfriend. I think we got it December 29th, 60% off. So, and then we decorated it. So, and I just love waking up early in the morning when it's still dark. And got to take care of Muffin first. So I like turn the tree on, get all of her food, sit down, light all my candles, like all the candles right there, and do my morning practice. It's just the best. And then I love like putting blankies on. And this blankie is old. It's from my mom's, well, it says right here. It says right here, made at Burnaby, BC Correctional Center for Women. And I remember when my mom got this, there was, I guess like just a fundraising event or something. And I just loved my mom's belief in humanity, belief in women's ability to turn their life around. And so these blankets were actually made by the women at the correctional center. And I don't know, every time I ever think of this blanket, I think of my mom, and I think about all the mistakes we've all made. I mean, all the mistakes I've made. And thank goodness they haven't been enough to put me in a correctional center. But, oh my goodness, there's so many things. It's taken me a lot to forgive myself for. A lot of regret, a lot of self-judgment, self-flagellation, self-criticism. Like, we all have things to forgive ourselves for. We all have hurt people unnecessarily, unknowingly, or knowingly. We're all humans on this path together. So as we go into this next podcast, I'm showing you this blanket that's from my mom, blessing all the women at the correctional center, blessing my mom, and blessing this amazing woman, Barbara. We're about to go into, she's a psychic. And when I went into this, I'm very, very aware not to go beyond, like, not to ask for something that I haven't, that feels out of integrity. Like, I have a lot of people on my show that have incredible capacities, but I don't feel it's good manners to ask for, quote unquote, a session for free because you're on my podcast, that kind of idea. I just want to be really sensitive and honoring that this is their job. This is what they do. And by the end of talking to her, I just couldn't help myself. It's been almost 6 years since I've spoken to my son. And so I asked her, can you tap into like alive people, not just dead people? and you will see on the podcast what went down. And it was truly profound. And I'm grateful for my balance, my honor of my guests, and my honor of my heart and my needs in service to you. So this woman is definitely gifted, and I think you're really going to enjoy my mom, the Blinky, my mom who came through. Yeah, enjoy. Beautiful sister, take a breath with me. Oh, when was the last time you felt really grounded in your body, still in your mind, truly in love with yourself? Not fixing yourself, not striving to be different, just loving your sweet self exactly as you are. I know you've probably been strong for everybody else, yet this is your moment now, an invitation to be there for you. To say yes to not just the bare minimum, but your real needs, to listen to the truth of your body, to slow down and hear the deepest truth of your heart, to face what you've been perhaps avoiding so that you can embody your authentic feminine power. And you don't have to do this alone. Like so many others before you, we can partner in divine sisterhood. The divine feminine way is to collaborate, to open our hearts together into the glorious, great unknown, the mystery. So I invite you to go to allanapratt.com/connect and book a call with me today. We will get through any shadow to the light of your fullest glory together. Promise. Welcome to Intimate Conversations, Season 14, Dark Night to Divine Light, because we both know intimacy is an inside job. Hello, delicious people. Welcome to another episode of Intimate Conversations, Season 14, From Dark Night to Divine Light. And when this lady's bio and what she's all about came across my desk, I forwarded it to my PR gal and I said, ooh, she seems super cool. So I'm very excited to introduce you to Barbra Banner. That's her website as well, bannermedium.com. It'll all be in the show notes. She's a certified psychic, evidential. Am I saying that correctly?
It's evidential.
Beautiful and trance medium. And get this, her story started 35 years ago. She was a marketing and advertising maven in LA. And with the pandemic came flying objects, mysterious orbs, and a push from spirit that was impossible to ignore. She had no idea that her decades of volunteering for a women's crisis hotline, the LA Crisis Response Team, with the police and a body on site, and the busiest ER in the city, had been divinely guided stepping stones to finding her true purpose in her life, and that her gifts ran in the family. So fast forward now, here she is. She is a certified medium, helping parents heal. Find a certified medium with Mark Ireland and Very Soul. She supports grieving families with a mix of compassion and startling evidence and a touch of humor. And she loves when mental health, psychic evidential, and trance mediumship, and the science of how laughter heals all come together to raise everyone's spirit. Amazing. I just think that is probably not where you thought it was all going to end up or head.
I had no idea. I had no idea. I wasn't seeing orbs in my crib or on on child video, and it just came to me. I thought, you know what, when I was about 13, I said to myself, because I felt I was a little psychic or something, but I knew a few things. Anyway, I said to my friends, I think I'm a witch. I didn't know what else to say, and I just felt a little different. So,
Yeah.
and then it just, I just, you know what? I was always interested in watching Sylvia Brown and some of these old time mediums. And
Yeah.
I was fascinated. But other than that, I didn't think I had any juju.
Do you think, and then I want to go into more of your story, do you think we all have this capacity? We just have beliefs in the way, we haven't developed it with our soul so much? Or do you think there's really certain people that have certain gifts and others don't?
We all have a soul. That's the only thing you need to sign up to do this. You got to have a soul. And if you don't, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, on the wrong planet. Thanks.
The planet. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And you need the desire and the passion. And if you're going to work hard for it, some people, they're 6 years old and they see imaginary friends. I wasn't one of those. So there are people. Yeah. And I had no idea that this was in my history until I confronted my mother, and other channelers said, you've been doing this 1,000 years. That's why you just hit the ground running. So.
Oh, that's amazing. So tell us, when you talk to your mom, it's in the lineage?
Well, I said, Mom, I have to tell you something. And she was 104. I thought, I don't know if I can tell her this. She's going to keel right over, which is exactly where she wanted to go at 104. But I told her I was talking to Dad and I'm a medium. And I said, I didn't know how you take it. She said, your grandmother was dragging me to Madame Verushka, with a crystal ball and tarot cards and tea leaf readers when I was a kid. And she had her own intuition. People would line up to see what she had to say, get her. I said, Mom, you're 104. When do you think you're going to tell me?
Yeah, right.
Really? What were you going to wait for? So I was on my own. But it was good to know that it came from somewhere.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice that it's in the lineage. Last night I was on the phone for about an hour. Do you remember Erin Gray? She was,
of course.
Yeah. Okay. So dear friend, our birthdays are 20 years and a week apart. So we had our yearly catch up. And when we first met, we did this, it was called the Wu Wei, in the Wu Wei Girls. So we get together in LA. I used to live in LA for 20 years. I now live in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So there was a new woman we were inviting to the Wu Wei group. And apparently Aaron had met her at the car wash.
Uh-huh.
And she had a doctor's appointment that was inconclusive, but was really scaring Aaron. And this woman, do you know Marla Fries?
No, the name sounds slightly familiar.
Yeah, she's also very talented psychic. So sat down beside Aaron and said, I try not to do this unsolicited, but you're going to be fine. They're telling me that everything. And she's like, excuse me? And so then she invited Marla over to the Wu Wei Girls. And I remember us all sitting on the couch, all five of us like this. And Marla sat here and she began to do readings, and various people from the other side had crossed over. She started with the ones of us that were believers.
Right.
My mom came, my grandma came, all the people came. But the non quote unquote believers, the information was so accurate and so undeniable that Marla became a part of the group, and I've interviewed her on my podcast as well. So I love this. And I'll say with myself, Barbara, my capacities for this, like the ability to see things, know things, hear things, has improved over time. That's why I sort of asked you at the beginning, because I do think we all have this.
I'll do it. Yeah.
It scared me to know what I was being shown, or to like, what am I supposed to do with this? What I'm being shown? Am I allowed to know what I'm being shown? Like I had all these concerns.
Right, because you didn't know what was going on. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like for you when what was it? The flying objects and the mysterious orbs? Like, did you get scared?
I wasn't scared. I always sort of thought my father had been, screwing around with the phone and calling me, except when I did that, call the star 69 to see who it was. It's just not a number. And it was just happening all the time. But when the ceiling fans started going around at 100 miles an hour and the lights were flashing in this room and the other room, I just said, okay, spirit is calling me. I better answer, because this is not, it's gonna get ugly if I just like,
if you don't surrender. Wow.
So then I took a class with Suzanne Giesman, and then it just went from there so quickly.
Wow.
So I wasn't scared because of Sylvia Brown. I was a believer. So I thought they weren't trying to hurt me.
No.
They were just startling us. They even threw my mother-in-law's photo, which was on the mantle in the living room, on the floor, and it broke in pieces. And I swore to my husband I had nothing to do with it.
Wow. Wow. So thank you, because it took me a while to get used to it or not be scared of it. And now when I do psychedelic somatic integration work with people, and a lot of times spirits will come, even moving their bodies, like rocking them. Beautiful.
Oh, definitely. They move me. I tell people, if I bust into a twerk in the middle, don't call 911. It is not a medical emergency. They've had me do crazy stuff.
Stop it. A twerk?
Anything. If I do anything with my body, they just sort of make me do it. So I said, don't. I just use that as an example.
Yeah. Wow. My cat is aware. She howls, this specific howl, when spirits come when they come with sessions. And she doesn't do it every time, but sometimes.
Cats are supposed to be really close to spirit, not like, dogs will maybe look in a corner and bark, but I hear that cats are just so in tune. They know exactly what's going on.
She races around the house howling. It's kind of, she's 20, so she doesn't really have a lot of chutzpah in her. So,
right.
Wow. So what would you like to tell us about what you're up to these days? So we've got this certified psychic, evidential, and trance medium. How do you work with people? What do you provide? Who calls you? Like, what does life look like?
Well, in the last 60 days, I've done 50 podcasts. So I've been on the circuit. Okay. And that's been really fun for me. Okay. I just am having a good time.
Yeah.
And I love doing things for helping parents heal, because it's such an amazing organization. I decided to go in that direction. That's not my only direction. When I when I was just starting out, and I got a woman who had a 6-year-old son that passed,
Mm.
and I read her, and in my readings, I like to give people the option of doing question and answer, because everybody's got some stuff in the back of their head. I wonder this, I wonder that. And so I let them ask questions, but I Shanghai the first one and said, I don't want to know what the question is. It shouldn't be yes or no. Put it in this box and tell me when you're done asking. And she said, I'm done asking. I said, I see your son riding on the back of a giant butterfly in heaven, dive bombing, having a great time. And she's crying now. I said, did this have anything to do with your question? Because I have no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah.
She said, it sure did. She said, I asked my son, what are you doing in heaven? But that's not the interesting part. She said, right after he passed, I went and bought a book to read to my daughter, who is his younger sister, about, so they understand when children die, it's special. And in the book, there was a whole spread with a picture of a little boy riding on the back of a butterfly in heaven. And you can only imagine how much comfort that gave her, that number one, her son put that in her head as the question.
Yes.
That he knew that's what she'd say, that I have a book with that exact thing you told me. And that her daughter, and that he was there when she read the book to the daughter, and that he's around us.
Yeah.
That's the most you can expect, or most that you can want in a reading, is like proof. You can't make this up.
Yeah. I love this. So my mom's been gone 23 years, and it was an interesting situation at the hospital. Something got in her and bit me, and I ended up in the ER. And by the time I got
something got in her and bit you. You mean she bit you?
Yeah, well, like a demon or something got in her body.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then it transferred in. She bit me and got into my body, and I went. So it was no longer in her; it was in my stomach, and I couldn't get rid of it. So I talked to this gentleman who helped clear it out of me, and that was some of the first beginnings of like, oh, there is another side. There's the positive, but there's some other beings around as well. Nonetheless, this gentleman, when my mom finally did pass, she showed up with the book called Cookies. And that's the book she had gotten me of cookie recipes, and inside I love your cookie. You're my cookie. And the first thing he said was, so she's holding a cookie book. And I'm like, oh, this stuff works. Wow. Amazing. Well, what the hell was that thing when you bit me? Like, let's talk about that. And she said, I wasn't in my body. I was checking out heaven, and something else got in. And
wow.
I'm like, whoa, these realms are quite curious. So have you, in all of your time, dealt with anything negative? Or has it all been positive?
In one of my, in enrichment groups,
yeah,
I said, this guy's, I don't want to talk to him because it's like he's a serial killer. And so everybody sort of felt the energy, and we sort of got rid of, asked him to leave, thanked him, but we could just feel the negative. And then when he was gone from there, they said, he's behind you. Other than that, so they did some juju, and he was gone. Other than that, I have not had any negativity from spirit, but I've had some with clients.
How so? That they dealt with, you mean?
Being such non-believers that it was really almost impossible to read them because the energy was so low. I've had to do some crazy things to get their energy up, or do things just happen so that they don't have to go through their life without understanding how beautiful and what a gift this is to be able to connect. I had this woman who said no to everything. It was too broad. It was in the paper, da, da, da. I said, fine, here's your money, go. And then 2 days later, I emailed her and I said, look, your husband visited me last night, because I knew I had him. That wasn't the issue. The issue was she didn't believe anything. And I said, he showed me a half a toasted bagel and it was scooped out. You know how women scoop out and save 4 calories and then fill it up with something, cream cheese or something. Anyway, I said, does that mean anything to you? She said, no, nothing. Waste of my time. I said, okay, just remember, I said that. The end of the week, she got in touch with me. She said, you're not going to believe this. She said, I went to my father-in-law's house because her husband had passed. And he said, I invented a product and I have a prototype and I want you to look at it. Tell me what it is. So he brings out some contraption, she said. And she said, I have no idea what that is. He said, it's a bagel scooper. He said they laughed, they cried, they screamed. For them to know, just undeniably, that his consciousness is going on, and you can connect with him, was a miracle for them. Just changed their lives going forward. To know he's not gone, he just went a little ahead of everybody.
Right, right. She sounded so scared to open to the fact that she could maybe stay connected in this different way, and was just so resistant to you and pushing away. And it took something so drastic.
Exactly. And he knew, I always say spirit gives you what you need to know, not always what you want to know, because, she asked questions like, what was my nickname when I was 6? I don't know. What was the pajamas I was wearing yesterday? I don't know. That's not what we're here for. We're not here for applause. We're here to heal, to help somebody try to get through grief and see it maybe in another way, and find a way back to being light and having joy, because that's all they want on the other side. That's it. They don't want you grieving for 10 years. They want you out of the house, nature walk, go to a movie, have fun, get back in life and enjoy it, because there's more joy to come. That's all they want.
Yeah. What do you think happens to someone when they do a reading with you and there's just no question, and they know that the soul has lived on, the soul doesn't die? What do you, what do you think's the biggest belief in the way, or fear in the way, or societal belief in the way, that as a whole we really need to let go of, so we can see?
Many people come in, low vibration, sad. They're grieving. I can't expect anything else.
Yeah.
And my intention is always to make them leave a little lighter.
Yeah.
Just to take that, because we can't stop the grief. You have to go through it. You got to go through all the stages and just flow with it. Don't fight it. Spirit told me once, if they just go with the flow and don't try to fight it, because fighting stretches it out longer. It takes the negative part and just go with it. Just let it be. So I just want them that's how I want them to feel. And that's when I know I've had a good reading, or they're just so excited and can't wait to do this little exercise and see what happens. At the end of a reading, I do a little exercise with them so that they can connect with spirit on their own and not have to worry about it. And if it works for them, if they're open enough and it works for them, then they can do this every week.
An exercise to speak with the person on the other side.
Get to know that they're around them. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
So I tell them, I'll say, okay, I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to ask you the first item that comes into your mind. 1, 2, 3. What is it? What's yours? What is it? What item is the first thing in your mind?
Toaster.
Anything.
Toaster.
A toaster.
Toaster.
Okay. So I tell them this week, hopefully this week, you are going to get a representation of a toaster, and it's not going to be where you think.
Okay.
You're not going to expect it. And, it could be a license plate in front of you that says toaster. It's not what you think.
Okay.
And you're going to know that your mother put that in your head because she knew exactly when and where you found it. So I was doing it to another host. And she said, elephant. And then she goes, oh, that's not good. I'm not going to see an elephant. Because you can't go to a zoo and do it. It has to be where you don't expect it.
Yeah.
So she sends me this picture. Now I'm on. Wait a second. Can you even see this?
No. Oh, I can see an elephant. Yeah, I can see an elephant. Yeah, yeah.
Giant elephant
Statue.
in at a putting green at a little mini golf. Okay,
Yeah.
giant elephant, 20 feet high. She was blown away,
Mm.
and I have so many things, so many pictures that the people send me of it, and it's how exciting is that to
Yeah.
know absolutely that her father sent her this elephant and that he put it in her head.
Mm.
The validations are, I think, what keep people going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
To me,
people, yeah, go
no,
ahead.
please.
People always want a gold nugget.
Yeah.
And if they set themselves up, that if they don't get it, if they don't get what they think they want, then the whole reading's garbage. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're
Right.
just so intent on having a sign with their loved one or a code word or, pajama color,
Right.
whatever it is. Um, oh, so I had a woman who was pretty like that. And she said, she had a daughter who had passed. And she
Mm.
said, I need a gold nugget from you right now. Okay.
Mm.
I said, well, I'll tell you what your daughter's showing me. And I
Yeah.
said, she's showing me she's jump roping and she's hopscotching and she's playing jacks. And I
Uh-huh.
said, I am. She goes, that's very broad. I said, listen, this is what she's showing me.
Yeah.
She's showing me normal stuff. She said, that's the gold nugget. She said, my daughter always used to tell me, all I want in this world, Mom, is to be normal.
Mm.
So she's looking for something and not seeing that her daughter's giving her
Mm.
hopscotch and this, everything normal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she just said that, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. And
This is so beautiful, Barbara. I was taking a class. It was called Warrior, and the second class was called Wizard. It was like a personal growth workshop. And the Warrior was obviously very driven and goals and accomplishments and teamwork, and it was like empowering. And then the next one was Wizard. And I thought, oh, this is more boring. Where's my goals? I need to accomplish my goals. And the assignment was, don't go out and look at the trees and the leaves. Go out and look at the space between the leaves. And as soon as I did that, my mom was everywhere. And I'm like, I've been looking for the sign, the thing, the gold nugget, as you just said. When I just, then it could, oh, she's everywhere. And when I replayed in my mind's eye when she died, it was very much like, yes, we'll be out by noon. Had to call my sister. Yes, you can take her organs. It was very like, yeah. But I went back and I replayed that point of view or capacity of she was everywhere in that moment, and my whole body just softened. I'm like, oh, she was everywhere in the room. That because I was looking at her body and she was dead and I couldn't find her. She's not there anymore. Where the hell did she go? But I couldn't find her. And I'm like, oh, because she was everywhere. So cool. So cool.
so cool. Sounds like you got some fun classes going on in your life.
Well, I'm like a never ender, never giver upper, and I always like to be a student. That's why I like to have this podcast for 14 years now. I'm learning every single week.
Well, it sounds like if you're saying it's getting stronger and you're getting more symbols, then it's obviously it's going in the right direction.
Thank you for that feedback. It really is, and it's an honor and a gift. What do you think about the concept of visitations? So when, as I said, my mom's been gone for a long time. About 6 years ago, I was dating a man that it was an unhealthy relationship, and there was one house where there was 30 guns and another house where there was no guns, and we were in the house with the no guns. And in the night when someone sits down on the bed, your body can feel somebody just sat on the bed. It kind of rolls a bit. I'm like, oh, it's my cat. And I look and it's my mother. I go, Mom, you're dead. What's going on? And she's like, and she's very matter of fact. She said, prove to me his life is better because of you, and prove to me he's grateful for you. And I said, well, he put my snow tires on my truck for me yesterday. And she's like, yeah, you bought them and you could have paid anybody to do that. And she goes, and is he
You're
grateful for
having
you?
this conversation with her. You hear
Totally
conversation.
sitting on the bed. And I'm like, you're supposed to be dead. That's what I mean by a visitation. Like it wasn't like you and I talking.
In a dream. It wasn't because a lot of visitation is in dreams.
So I can't quite put all the pieces together, but it was a full on conversation and there was a physicality to it because the bed.
Wow.
And then poof, she's gone. And then the next morning, I asked him, is your life better because of me? And he said, no, this is the hardest relationship ever. And then I said, are you grateful for me? He's like, no, if I'm grateful for you, I'll lose all my friends. And I swear, Barbara, all day long, I felt my mother walking beside me. You're going to complete this. You're going to move out here. You're going to pack up. You're going to do, I felt her. And I sat down at the head of the table, which I normally don't. I normally sit at the side and let him sit at the head. I sat down and I said, I need to downgrade our relationship to dating because if it's going to be exclusive, I need you to be grateful for me. And all hell broke loose. It was criminal assault, cops, domestic violence shelter. It went really south. And he ended up pleading guilty. And I ended up obviously moving on. But I felt, and maybe it was a lucid dream. Maybe it was she somehow did something with, I don't know how it all works, but I feel so grateful for that capacity. Like, and what do you get? What do you get from that?
That she could see. She could see the future. That they don't like to tell us what to do.
Sure, we have free will. Yeah,
we have free will, and everything in life is a lesson. So it's a lesson you needed to learn.
Yes.
To have you hold yourself in higher esteem and expect more and put yourself first sometimes. So this was a lesson you had to learn. And I'm sorry it was such a physical lesson. But your mom, our moms would like to take all the pain out of our life and do it for us. If you're going to skin your knee, let me skin mine for you.
Yeah.
But you can't. So she gave you a wonderful lesson. She gave you a little push into it. And she obviously knew that you would survive. I don't think she wouldn't have sent you somewhere that you were going to not survive. Let's just put it that way. So she knew it would be okay and that it would be one of the greatest lessons you ever learned in your life.
Yeah.
What a gift. What a gift. She's giving me chills right now. Okay. So I really feel it. Yeah. She's, so that's beautiful. And I also feel vibrations on the bed. And I say, okay, well, I live in California. So, every little vibration you think, well, this might be a 2.0 earthquake. Yeah. And then I say to myself, look, there is no place to put a quarter in this bed. There is not a vibrating bed. I was sleeping and I could feel it. So I didn't really wake up or hear anybody, but I knew somebody was sitting on the edge of my bed. And I see it so often when somebody's like actively dying, that they're, I said, who's this lady on the side of your bed who's got long nails and this, that, and the other? Oh, that's my grandmother. I said, well, she's going on this trip with you. So don't worry. They every time you see them or they come or you conjure them up. I mean, I can conjure my dad up and have a conversation. But it's just a gift. It's wonderful. And you're meant to do it. It's fantastic. Just keep taking lessons and keep growing. And do you ever feel like you're getting downloads at night? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you're
or even during sessions.
Or sessions. Yeah. They're giving you things you're going to need to know. Maybe not right now, but you're going to need to know them and they'll be all stored away like a chipmunk has acorns stored in there and you'll shoot it up when it's time.
Oh, that's so good. So I'm glad you've had people sit on the bed. I'm glad you could feel my mom. And I really do feel she timed it perfectly when I was in the house with the no guns. And she was very direct with me.
So he couldn't, that's really important. She knew
exactly the day to do it.
The day to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Divine intervention.
And you're right, because that was a very big turning point in my my career. That's when I started to personally do this use of psychedelics where you stay in the body to integrate trauma versus like go on a journey and leave your body.
Right.
And that's when I started to do it. and then study it and now facilitate it. And that's when all these other capacities are starting to come
Oh,
through me
definitely.
when I'm in contribution and service to these people. And that's when I hear things. So I love this. I love this. Do you ever have, is your capacity for people that are alive or only dead?
I get a lot of people in spirit. They'll give. I'm not great at names. You know, I only can come up with names that are really weird, like Mordecai. Who's Mordecai? My grandfather. If it's a
Okay.
Bill or a Bob, they don't even bother with it for me. So
Okay.
I get names sometimes, and it's of somebody who's alive.
Mm.
And I'll do a psychic. I'll say your sister is I feel just so much anxiety and depression, and it's not healthy. She's like pacing around and
Mm.
under the covers and everything. And she said
Yeah.
that's exactly what's going on with her. And I said she's just
Mm.
so jealous of you, and she wants to be a sister and all this stuff. And I could read it. And I said the main point is that your mother brought her up because she needs a phone call from you,
Ah,
even
lovely.
if it's just to say, I was thinking of you, just letting you know I was thinking of you. Because that's, even though she pushes her away all the time,
Yeah.
what she
Yeah.
wants is for them to be together. You know,
Nice. Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I get a lot of things where I have to sort of read what the mental state of that person is. And
Yeah.
that comes around a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, so I could do both. I could
I
do
love that. I love that. Because to me, so if it's all soul, what our soul is in our body here, our soul is in, in the field out there. It's all so it's
it's
all
all there.
soul.
It's all out there to
Yeah.
to pick and choose
Yeah.
and to help.
Yeah. May I ask you a question about my son? Is that all right?
You can.
Okay. Because he's
I,
alive. But
he's alive. Okay.
yeah, but maybe it'll be via my mom, or maybe it'll be via your capacity to tap into his energy. I would be so grateful for your insights if that's all
I
right.
will tell you what I get. So something's going on with your son right now. Is that
Yeah, I haven't. We had a 13-year custody battle, and then he said, "Mom, I know what I'm doing to stop court. I'm going to go live with Dad. Don't stop me." And we saw each other secretly for a couple years, and then as of COVID, I haven't heard a word. So it'll be going on, whatever that is, about 6 years in March.
okay? I'm just getting this overwhelming feeling that your son isn't happy right now. Would you have any knowledge of that? I just, and I'm getting chills, which is from your mother. He's not happy in the
Mm.
situation. And probably the reasons that you left the relationship, people are who they are.
Yeah,
And he's probably, okay, when I go like this, that means I'm getting chills and, affirmation, that exclamation point from your mother. So he's finding this himself.
the truth. Yeah.
And I really feel that I feel that maybe sometimes your ex, I feel like he has a temper. Would you understand that? And I feel very strongly that your son doesn't want to open Pandora's box, because your husband could come over and, that he would blame you if your son went back. And when they live with one parent, they're getting negative information about the other one. Okay, that's just what it is. And your ex, I'm just getting the word narcissist. Does that make any sense to you? Thank you. So all he would do is badmouth you,
Yeah.
but your son understands now. Okay, he understands, and the situation is making him sad. I think he's afraid. I feel fear.
If he contacts me, his dad will lose his shit.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. That's why I
Totally.
think he hasn't called in so long to protect me.
Yes. He's scared. He's scared of what could happen to him. He's
Yeah.
afraid of what would happen to you. More goosebumps everywhere. Okay. So it's not that he doesn't want to see you.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly how old he is, but I feel like,
23 next month.
and he's still living there.
He plays ball in Northern California. And I literally just found out last week they showed the roster. He's going to play again this year. He's on the team, which gives me hope that he's,
He's okay.
with men and coaches.
That's, I'm resonating with that, that he'll see what real men who have a heart or a soul, and who care about other people. Oh God, your mom is chilling me crazy. He'll see what like a real man is like, who's not a narcissist and
Yeah.
who's kind. And even if they're yelling, slide, slide, whatever, don't, whatever it is for the baseball or whatever he's doing, that kind of passion is different from the passion of negativity and hate. And when he's there, say, can I come up? Can I come and see you play?
Yeah, he's blocked me on all platforms, and I've called the coach before, and he said, "Oh, I'll talk to my son," and then the coach won't take my calls anymore. So
This is your husband's.
something's going on, and so I'm in this. It feels like this is the first time I've unpacked in 7 years, because I've just been waiting for the call, and it hasn't happened. So I finally unpacked just like last month. I would get on a plane, like I would say, thank you for this interview, Barbara. I gotta
Yes,
go. Like
absolutely.
I'm so committed, but I don't want to show up
How
unannounced.
long is he going to be at this camp? A couple of months or?
Oh, it's school, it's college. So it's
Oh,
like,
it's college.
yeah,
Oh,
so it's his third year of college on this team.
I see.
So he's been playing ball, well, since he was 5, but like on this particular team, this is moving into his third year. And I just want to go show up at a game, but then I don't want the dad to be there and all mayhem to break loose. And right now, I'm not able to contact my son. I mean, I guess if I really wanted to, I could get a friend to call his cell phone or something like that, but I'm blocked.
Right. Right. You could send a text from someone else
Yeah,
and they could just say, why don't you just text your mom?
right.
She just needs to hear your voice, not asking for anything. Um,
Yeah.
you know, there may be a fear in him, like, I can't give her what she wants right now because of the situation. But,
Mm-hmm.
or the coach may have decided, I'm going to stay out of it
Yeah,
because I need your head straight. I don't need you in the middle of a family war that's going
yeah.
to impact you, because they
We did
want they want the players in their top position, and that's what it is. Okay, I got my goosebumps on that. The coach doesn't want him to throw him into this.
yeah, yeah. So he's protecting
He's
my son.
protecting his player,
Yeah, yeah. And
his
thus the team.
player.
Yeah.
But
So
you
just
could have
keep,
a friend.
I could have a friend, because right now I'm just waiting and waiting, and I can sense the mayhem if I show up, and I've missed 6 years of my son's life. Like,
It's that's just so sad. Um, I have told Spirit has told me before, because I can tell you that 90% of clients, somebody's not speaking to somebody in the family. Okay, it's whether it's about money, whether it's this or that, or she said something. It's so common,
mm,
and the advice from Spirit, which I'm sure your mother will, is ask nothing. Just, it's like, even a card, I saw this, it reminded me of you, just thinking of you, that's it. Don't ask for anything. Don't ask him a Christmas card, you
yeah,
know.
I don't even know where he lives.
Well, he's at,
I
oh,
can send it
he's
to
at,
the school, but then the coach will see it, right, and not give it to him. Yeah, I've been at this for a while. What should I do? What should I not do? Yeah.
And you don't know anybody who's at college that knows him?
No. I could go down the whole like hire a private investigator and get
No,
some.
no, 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 no. There's a way to just, yeah. Trying to see if your mother's got any ideas. There's someone who knows that you know who knows how to get in touch with him.
Okay.
And there's somebody. And it may be a friend of yours that your son was friendly with, like, oh, it's Aunt Judy, who's not really in it, who's just let me know if she's dying or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's somebody close by that can get it for him without get something to him. That's
Okay.
just that simple.
Yeah.
I thought of you. Zero, call me. Can I call you? No, I'm
No,
going to
just
her. Just a note on a birthday or something. Just say thinking of you
yeah.
until it's like I feel like she's showing me. It's like lighting a very low fire, a low frame. A lot of goosebumps. That slowly it could warm him
Mm,
up
mm,
until he's ready.
mm.
And you know nothing about your ex-husband, of what he's up to or where he is or anything.
No. I sense he's close because he kind of, when they don't know how to live for themselves, they live through the other. So I sense he's close
Okay.
to our. Yeah.
Okay. And they're not on
Social media.
Facebook. You can't. He's blocked you on social media as well. Wow.
Yeah.
That's your ex. All of it is your ex.
Yeah.
And that's what a narcissist does.
Yes.
They poison the well for everybody else. They just poison it.
Mm,
And there's so much hate, and just they come off like they're all, bravado and got swag, and they are just afraid and insecure, like you can't believe, and all they want to do is project what they want you to see.
yeah.
But he's a freaking mess inside, okay? And that's
Yeah.
why they do what they do.
Yes.
Everyone
I
does.
concur and I'm aware. And yeah. So this is thank you.
I don't know how I help, but I could only make you understand it's not you.
Yeah.
He's protecting you.
Yeah. I know he is, which makes me feel even kind of worse, but also
Don't.
amazing because
You will not never see your son again. Okay. That's not going to happen. Okay. This is probably a psychic thing, but one day he's going to show up at your door. I got chills on that.
thanks.
And you'll be able to thank your mom too. She's gonna start. She had a sense of humor. She's like putting on a thinking cap, like she's really gonna think about how, confer with the council of lost sons kind of thing, and figure out what the best
Plan. Yeah.
what she could do to soften him. But
Yeah. I have some ideas. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Barbara.
go over them with her. She'll give you a little buzz when it's a yes.
Okay.
Always
I
ask
will.
her. Um, I always feel that whatever question you ask, it's the
Mm.
first thing that comes into your mind,
Mm. Yeah.
and it's them helping you.
It's great because a lot of his baseball coaches over the years saw what was going down and occasionally check in with me to see if I've heard from him. And I say no, but they have a direct line of communication, texting him, how's ball going? So I have like 3 baseball coaches who all kind of saw what went down. So I'm going to reach out to one of them. Oh, and a bird just came and sat right there.
Oh,
Uh,
isn't that synchronistic. You ever see birds come around you before?
I love birds. I love big birds. Yeah, I was in Spain in July and like all these condors. I was like dancing with them
Wow.
and they were swirling. It was so amazing. Yeah, or hummingbirds that come right up in front of your face.
Hummingbirds that come right in front of you.
Yeah,
Those are all spirit. They're
yeah,
all just jumping in
yeah.
to look at you and have a stare down, you know?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to check in with my mom and get the energetic confirmation, and I will reach out and thank you for your insights and your shivers. And my
My
mom,
shivers, that's your mom. That's what spirit, that's my gift that I
yeah,
can always tell when it's a solid accurate hit is that they give me goosebumps. Just
yeah,
like when I do my pendulum,
yeah.
I get, it goes clockwise when it's a yes and
Okay,
counterclockwise when it's a no. And when
okay.
it's a big yes, Mom, can you show a really big yes? Okay, just show an amazing giant yes. Just I'm
Yeah,
not moving my hand. Okay, so
yeah.
okay. So it's the amount, you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's measured.
Yes, yes, I get it.
Sometimes it's a little yes, and sometimes it's a
It's a
holy
hell
cow, get
yeah.
on it, woman. You know?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It felt good as you got shivers. All my hair's up on end. So I'm like,
Oh, good. That's the
we're reading it
best. That's
together.
the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. Okay, well, I'd like everyone, Barbara, or sorry, it's Barbra Banner, but it's bannermedium.com. So you can book your session with her. If anybody's watching that has their own podcast and would like to have her on, please do so. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for the gift you've given me today. And
I
everyone,
don't think I'm done with you, so you should
oh,
just book a session. It's free. Let me okay?
oh,
Just go
oh,
on and book something and let's get into it. Okay?
thank you. That's so generous of you. I'm so grateful. Wow. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I will absolutely do that. And
Okay.
so, those of you that have been watching or listening, those of you who've been following me for so many decades, this is like season 14. The first podcast of last season, Barbara, was to my son. It took me 5 takes until I could like actually produce something coherent. So, people that have been watching will be very grateful for you and your love and your care for my relationship with him. So thank you, and all of you. I'm sure some moment touched you. So please, when this conversation is done, take a moment, hand on heart, hand on belly, and just breathe and go within. What is your question to spirit? And I think Barbara would be an incredible person to support you in speaking to someone who you love. There's no need to sit in suffering or prolonged grief. Grief is real, grief is beautiful. And sometimes there's prolonged grief that Barbara can help you through. So if this feels in resonance for you, please reach out. We're in this together here at Intimate Conversations. We're in this together here on this planet, and we have each other's back. And Barbara, thank you for the gift that you are.
My pleasure. And yes, I look forward to seeing you and seeing. And your mother is orchestrating this whole thing because she wants to come back and talk to you more. Okay, so she's
Okay.
let's get a thing going here. Let's get an appointment going on the books. I got more to say, so she's having a ball. That's all I can
Oh,
tell you.
I'm so
Okay,
grateful. I miss her
totally.
and love her. Yeah, so good. Thank you. I give you a big hug.
I
Thank you
give
all.
you a big hug too.
Yes. Thanks for being with us, everyone, on Intimate Conversations. See you next week on Intimate Conversations. Get out there and make love to life. So I just got off my session with Barbara. You know, at the end of the podcast, she offered to speak with me and my mom, who is, okay, it's like we have this plan. There's my mom, my grandma, angels, and me, and all of this plan downloaded on how to, reconnect with my son. It's a very intricate plan. I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you when it's done. Barbara's a part of it. She wants me to send her all the updates. What was hard was hearing how he took didn't take a real bullet, but like took a bullet for me. Like he did this to protect me. and to create peace. And I knew that. But to have that confirmed by my mother who passed, by a psychic reader, how much he gets all the stress in his mind out playing baseball and the joy he has, that made me feel good. Confirmation that this is going to take probably a couple years longer, that it's a marathon, a triathlon maybe even. That's what my gut says. It's not what I want to hear, but to have that confirmed, to cultivate my patience. And yeah, that I can ask for help. I can ask for outside people that know my son on my behalf to say, just thinking of you, love you. I've just been sort of in like this sense of like, I don't know what to do. Knowing that if I actually went to say something and saw him, it would create mayhem. So I'm so glad I trusted my intuition having Barbara on the show. That was very confirmed that my mom and spirits and angels were all like, these two need to talk. And so I'm really glad I followed my intuition. I'm really grateful for Barbara's generosity and her capacity, and just all the ways that my mom showed up to her to confirm it was my mom. That was quite delightful. Yeah, so I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah, we have quite the plan. And I'm so grateful how alive I feel, because there's all this like love to give and all this hasn't been able to go anywhere. So now I can get back in the flow again and have deepened faith and greater patience. And that Barbara would get shivers when I got shivers, when we felt like this download of energy, or my mom's energy, or whatever, however this all works. That was quite delightful as well, to trust myself. Yeah, that we all have these capacities to be psychic, and people like Barbara have honed it in and doubled down, and this is the gift that she's giving the world. So I encourage you to reach out and book a session with her. That pretty friggin' instantly on the podcast, and pretty friggin' instantly on our session. My mom was right there after all these years, decades. She's still right there, and that feels really good. It feels really good. I'm happy. I'm heard. I'm thought of. I'm supported, as is my son, from so many beings on the other side. That just, I know that, but it's one thing when you get all the download of shivers and you get the reflection from Barbara. Yeah, and so I'll show you this little picture that I keep on my desk. This is one of my favorite pictures of us just laughing our friggin' faces off. Yeah. And that love didn't go anywhere. Yeah, and he'll be back to be in absolute faith that we will connect, and he will be back. And that's my choice. I can be that energy. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Some of you have been on this journey the whole last 6 years. I haven't, spoken to him, or all the way back when he was really that small. Thank you for those of you who appreciate my genuine vulnerability, my relatability, my authenticity, my honesty. Thank you so much for all the emails you send me, or the little DMs on Instagram or whatever, wherever. Your care touches me, helps me. Thank you for believing in love and what's possible. I will see you next week on Intimate Conversations. Please follow up with Barbara. She's very special.